What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your daily dose of Broodwar. Yes, we are restarting the series. I am back from Thailand. Had a great time at the BSL and I'm ready to hit it, boys. I'm still feeling a little under the weather. I guess after casting a lot in Thailand, my throat was pretty sore and maybe damaged my vocal cords or something like that, and then I got like a nasty strep throat after that. Some sort of infection or something. I'm not sure what it was, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I'll tell you, the plane ride was pretty nasty. It was pretty brutal. Took about like 13 hours just to get back to Japan, and yeah, I was coughing a lot of loogies coming out. You know what I'm talking about. Strep throat's nasty. Anyway, we're back. We've got plenty of ladder games to catch up on. I got this one from Dude Nerd while I was in transit, I believe. Yeah, this was played on the 20th. So the 20th of December. So very, very recent game here between SSak and Soma. Soma gonna go ahead and grab a 12 hatch here, and SSak gonna go ahead and start off with a wall-in and a gas, so he's probably gonna be doing some sort of tech. I've got a lot to say about BSL, by the way, guys, but I won't talk about it in these videos. Instead, I'm gonna put together a long-form video, and it's gonna be released to all of you guys. I think I'm gonna do like a video about BSL. I'm gonna do a video about some of the controversy around BSL this season, the LAN party, and I'm also going to do like a longer video about my whole experience in Thailand, which I'm just gonna release on Patreon. So if you're interested in checking all that out, it'll be coming to you very soon. Whoa, he got the SCV. That's huge. This early drone actually making a big splash here. A huge impact in the early part of this game by getting that early SCV at the wall-in. That's super annoying for SSak here. And how is he going to respond? Well, I thought he was not going to build any more Marines here and just drop a command center, but he's building a second Marine. We'll see if that transitions in anything. And the factories here, you know, someone might be tricked by this. You don't generally go for a wall-in like this with a factory behind it, I don't think. I'm not a great Terran player, so I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not. But I think someone might be tricked by this because he sees this wall. He didn't see a second Marine building. You just kind of assume that there's going to be a command center behind this, and the command center should go down. And the Terran player will just cut as many Marines as possible so that they can get that out as quickly as they can, and then they're going to go into their whatever 2 racks play or something after that. But as it stands, I mean, this is going to be pretty painful. We've got 4 Marines moving out across the map, and there's only 3 Lings here to deal with it. At least he doesn't lose any Lings to start. He's going to be able to run around this, so he can actually catch the next Marine. However, it's not a Marine, it's actually a Vulture, and we do not have a Sunken Colony here. He's going to see the Vulture just now. And now Sunken Colony will have to start. Oh man, this is bad. This is really not good. And he actually should have put the Sunken Colony a little further back. There's a bunker being built here. This might be in range. Actually, I don't think it is. This might be the perfect positioning for this Sunken Colony, actually. Gonna come from behind. Looks like he might be able to get the SCV. He gets the SCV. That is a huge kill right now. He gets the SCV, but so many drones are going down, and this is not close. Oh, it is actually close to finishing. Okay, it was getting pretty close to finishing, but he cancels, realizing that it's going to finish with like 1 HP. Might have been better to actually finish that just so he could get some DPS, force some DPS onto that Sunken. And there it is. He's dead. GG. Soma taps out, and SSak takes a quick victory, but that's not all, guys. I've got another game for you here with SSak versus Soma. It's coming right up. All right, so did I surprise you with that game, guys? I don't usually put rush games on my channel, but I sometimes throw them in, and that's one of those times. Just saw the replay timer there before the game, so I got a little bit spoiled, but it's okay. Gotta throw in, you know, a little rush play here and there, and I'm glad that SSak is able to do that as well. He was able to pull the wool over Soma's eyes there, hide the gas build, and get away with a nice quick win. That's definitely something you want to be able to throw into your play now and then, in order to, you know, force your opponent to maybe build that extra sunken colony. You know, they see the wall in at the front, and they remember that game where you went where you went vulture with the wall in, and maybe they build a sunken colony and you're not going vulture at all. You know, you're going just like a marine build, and then you get a big advantage. That's a big part of StarCraft, is the mind games. And throwing in a cheese now and then, throwing in an aggressive build like that now and then, makes a world of difference in the mind of your opponent. And we're actually going to go for, what was this, overpool? Overpool here from Soma in this game number 2. So interesting response here. You know, he just lost against SSak, and so he wants to pull out something a little bit more aggressive. Maybe he's thinking 8 racks might be coming. Maybe he's thinking, oh, you're not going to be able to wall in properly here because, you know, this is not going to be, you're going to have Mickey Mouse wall, you know, 2 supply depots and a barracks underneath. Little does he know, though, complete wall in here on the high ground and gas behind this. So this is actually perfect right now for SSak. You couldn't be happier, actually, with the build choice from Soma. He's going for what looks like a really fast 2-hatch. He might get speed as well. We'll see. And he's going to go probably all in 2-hatch Muta. Maybe not all in, but 2-hatch Muta, very low economy. We don't have a marine building just yet. We wanted to get that factory down as soon as possible, but the marine should start here in a second. No marine thus far. That's a little bit scary. There, he sees the lings. He starts the marine. Still quite scary here. We'll have to pull a lot of SCVs to keep these depots alive, but he should survive. Very slow on pulling these SCVs, but that's okay. Supply depots do have quite a bit of HP, and there's not the greatest surface area here to work with. Marine not shooting for a moment there, a little bit frustrating. He's pulling back the injured lings, and actually SSak targeting down that injured one, making sure that he can kill that. Dealing quite a bit of damage here, but not actually making any progress is Soma, and this is just perfect. Perfect for SSak. He's looking at this, he's licking his lips, smacking his lips together. He's saying, you know what? 3 port. Yum, 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 yum. We're gonna go for a huge amount of wraiths here. Not even a single vulture, and he's already thrown down that sunken. So Soma is just falling right into the hands of SSak here. He's kind of playing him like a fiddle at the moment. SSak is playing Soma like a fiddle right now. And yeah, this is going to be rough. This is going to be tough to hold on against. He's going for burrow. So, I mean, he does have that going for him. He will be able to drop these guys underground when the wraiths come to harass the drones. But boy, oh boy, do you ever want to have a spore right now? And he just doesn't know that he needs one. He has no idea. I think once he sees no vulture show up here, that's gonna be suspicious. He pulled back all his lings, so he doesn't have a ling like over here just to check and see if there's a vulture coming. So he's not gonna know about that for some time, and this is gonna be scary. We don't have cloak. I guess you can't afford cloak with this build. Triple starport, you really can't afford it, I guess. Maybe he'll go cloak a little bit later, but yeah, he's pumping out crazy amounts of wraiths right now, and he's gonna come over here, deal some damage. It's gonna be up to Soma to hide the drones here. Try to keep as many of them alive as possible. So far, doing a great job. Overlord gonna pop out. That'll be the next target here. 4 mutas on the way. But we've already got 3 wraiths here, and there's about to be a lot more. Good burrowing here. No damage so far on these drones. So really great defense by Soma. You can just see how useful this burrow is. This burrow is insanely good here. We're gonna have a wraith. All right, we're gonna have a few mutas pop out. Here's gonna get a couple of free shots on this. Maybe get a muta kill. Looks like, yes, he will get 1 muta kill right off the bat. The drones pop out and they go right back down underground here. Just complete control right now. You don't usually see this. The wraith player just dominating the position versus the Mutalisk opener. And look at this. He's just killing some drones now, getting a couple of kills. SSak doing a great job. Lings spread out everywhere. Burrowed. It's a great move by Soma just to get the vision everywhere. He's got a burrowed Ling over here at the natural as well, which is super annoying. Can't throw down your natural there at all, but that's not in the cards right now for SSak. He's just interested in dealing more damage. Gets another free drone kill. Gonna be backing up here. Good micro so far by SSak. A little bit of trading back and forth. Does have a little bit of extra range on these mutas, but there's a few too many mutas here now. It's pretty even. Losing a few mutas though. 4 mutas now. 5 mutas. Okay, dropping down once again. A lot of these are very badly damaged, these wraiths, and dropping down to just 3. Oh my god, we lost so many wraiths in this fight. This actually might be more worth it for Soma, even though he's gonna lose that last one. This actually might be more worth it for Soma. He can produce these mutas pretty quickly. Ooh, needs to not lose any though. Okay, gonna dive on top of this. Eventually mutas do win this. Oh, a bit of micro control here by SSak, actually getting the better of Soma in that engagement. Dodging around a lot and actually getting some extra kills. That one wraith has 4 kills. It's pretty strong. But being forced back is actually a really big problem right now for SSak. He's gonna have to start building turrets now. He's gonna start a command center here. And Soma, he can sit back and kind of drone up. He's gonna get his 3rd base online. And keep on building up this spire count. Man, I don't know. Building into cloak, I guess, is just not viable with this strategy. You're really trying to overwhelm with the wraiths, but I guess it's just not going to be possible. Not going to be possible. You got to do one or the other. Either overwhelm with wraiths or go for the cloak play and try to catch the mutas with no overlord support. Run them down. That's how I usually see this game play out. How I usually see the players match up in this kind of build situation here. But now mutas are going to come across the map. It's time for Soma to put the pressure on it. This is totally viable right now because we don't have that cloak. And he came in, he saw that there's no cloak being researched. That's big, good information for Soma. Big, big good. He's going to be able to actually attack this Terran player now. Because if he came in and there was cloak, where's his nearest overlord? Here. I think this is his nearest overlord. Maybe this one? That means the wraiths are going to have a field day chasing down all of your mutas. So, luckily for Soma, there is no cloak. Wraiths have still continued to be produced. We're at almost 11 wraiths now. How many mutas do we have? 10 mutas here. 10 wraiths. So, on paper, Mutalisk absolutely beat this. But, you know, it's tough, right? Like, I'm so shocked we don't have cloak right now, actually. Cancel one of these wraiths, build a control tower, and just get cloak for the love of God. 11 wraiths and no cloak. What are we doing right now? Looks like we're gonna get an armory. Maybe a couple of Valkyries might come out here. Interesting choice from SSak. He's coming in towards this third base. The problem is he can just burrow. Everything burrows, and now the Mutas have an opportunity to chase this down. And he might just barely get away, and he does. He does escape there. It's like maybe an SCV coming into the natural. Oh, actually, the angle is such that he loses one Wraith. It's a little bit frustrating for SSak. He's only got one turret at the natural. That's a little bit insane. I think that he can easily take this turret out. And SSak's going to have to micro for his life right now. Oh my goodness, he's losing so many Wraiths. Quite a few Mutas are going down as well, but man, if he just had like 3 turrets here, this just can't happen. Even. Absolutely dead even now. Wraiths versus Mutas here. And he could repair these and fight once again, but repairing takes some time, and it also takes a lot of micro. You've got to split up your Wraiths so that they can actually be repaired. They're so stacked up right now, it's very hard to click on the right Wraiths. More Mutas coming up here. And again, this is only possible because SSak just didn't go cloak. 2 Valkyries are about to pop out. He's already got 1, so he's about to hit 3. That is critical mass of Valkyries. More Overlords coming, so Overlord's speed is done. Now cloak wouldn't do anything. But these Valkyries certainly will do something. 1 Valkyrie getting 2 volleys here on these Mutas. They are getting very beaten down. Mining here in the natural is going well. Mining here at the 3rd and a 4th base is down for Soma. So, you know, not banking everything on this attack. He's been pretty aggressive with these Mutas. He's killed off a lot of the Wraiths. But he's not like all in right now. He's definitely got a follow-up plan with the 4th base operational. He can go into the next layer of tech. Not sure what that's going to be. But he's flying in here towards the main. This is way too many Valkyries. Oh my god. Watch these things just melt. Absolutely melted. Oh. 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 Boy, oh boy, that hurt. That hurt to watch. We've got how many kills? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kills. That was all Mutas, boys. Nice snipes there with the Scourge. Picking off some of these Valkyries. Picking off some Wraiths as well. That's a little bit unfortunate for good old SSak. Coming across the map, he'd love to put on some counter pressure right now, but he doesn't really have an option to do so. Gonna get a couple of kills on some of these drones. Sorry guys, my throat. Ooh. There's the cloak. Whoa. The hidden tech, the unknown tech here. I didn't know that SSak knew about this. Seemed like he certainly didn't, but now he's gonna go ahead and get some cloak Wraith damage here. Killing off a drone here and there. He's actually ahead in SCVs right now. There is some good mining going on over at the bottom left, but slowing him down a little bit is nice. He is going to be transitioning into tanks, so full-on mech transition here. I'd love to see him keep these alive, though. Keeping the Valkyries alive in a situation like this is really huge. The Wraiths, of course, are important too, but keeping the Valkyries alive is great because when you're going just tanks, there could be a Mutalist switch. Like, you can switch back into Mutas and it can really harm you. And really take out a lot of your tanks. So having the Valkyries there is like an insurance policy. Well, you can't really go for that Mutalist switch back because 3, 4, maybe 5 Valkyries will wreck almost infinite Mutas. I mean, it's not infinite, but if they're stacked up, god damn it, do they die fast. It's crazy. Finally going into a Spore here. Soma wising up. Realizing that he can't defend all his bases at the same time with the number of cloak Wraiths that are flying around. So he finally gets a Spore. That was quite a lot of damage though, honestly. SSak did pretty decent. Killing off the number of drones that he did and killing Overlords and just slowing things down. I thought he was completely going to be on the defensive, but man, oh man. Killing all of those Mutas up here in the top left. Jeez, that hurt. That really did hurt Soma a lot. So he was able to get that counterattack going. He was able to get some damage. Now he can't really do anything. There's going to be a period here where SSak kind of has to just sit here. He really can't do much. He's got 3 tanks, and he's starting to add on more factories. He will eventually get into speed and mines, and then he can start to run around and, you know, maybe do some counterattacking, you know, maybe get down here, possibly. I don't see any defenses over there. It might be a good place to attack, but that's not going to come for some time. He actually has nothing down here. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm surprised he didn't build a spore here. It feels like he built a spore here. Why not put one down in the bottom left as well? That seems crazy to me. Looks like he will push things away. So none too bad here. SSak gonna push forward and actually try to take this expansion. He's got 4 tanks now, and he's got rallies of vultures. He might be able to do it. Actually, he might be able to. It's gonna be kind of thin, the defense here. He's stretching himself out quite a lot, but oh my god, what was that? I just heard a bunch of Scourge connect on something. I hope it wasn't a building. Seems like not. More Scourge coming up here. Still thinking that there might be, you know, a lot of air units, but there's really not that much left over. Oh my god, he tried to kill that command center. He went whole hog on that. If he actually had like 4 more Scourge, I think he actually kills that command center. That would have been insane to watch the command center float out and just get murdered by a flock of Scourge. But whatever he connected with earlier with Scourge that I didn't see, if he had those Scourge, he actually might have killed this. That is hilarious. Well, now SSak has this base, and this game is going to go on long, I think, guys. We might want to see a 5th base taken, actually, by Soma here pretty soon. Because he's got the base advantage right now. That's not going to last forever. Eventually, SSak is going to push forward and take this base. This high ground is very easy to defend with mechs, so you know, it's going to be tough to hold, to do any attacks through here with mech pushing this way. It's going to be pretty easy to break through. Now, what is the plan? Broodling going to be taken here by Soma. So Broodling, Queen, I love to see it. Queen Hydra is my favorite way to deal with this type of Terran play. It's in my opinion, I really don't like. I think that, in my opinion, when your opponent is going for a hyper efficient composition like this, tank, siege tank, and Valkyrie, plus I guess now we're going into science vessel. That is so efficient. I think it almost always, it's better to go for a hyper efficient composition of your own, and the only way to get hyper efficient right now is with queens. So popping out a bunch of queens here. Let's see what SSak sees. Does he see queens? He sees queens. My god, this scan was clutch. He sees the queens here, and he realizes that yeah, you're not going to be able to attack me for some time. Maybe I can push up. I don't know if he goes for an all-out attack right now. I feel like there's probably going to be enough Hydras to defend that. Maybe. But he could definitely push up here and take a 4th while the queens are gaining energy. Because once you've got a 4th base, you can kind of weather those storms, right? If you lose a bunch of tanks to the broodlings, well, you can just kind of, you know, rebuild that. If you've got 4 base mining here as a Terran, it's not going to hurt you that bad. If you're on 3 base, and let's say you lost all the tanks right now, man, that's going to really slow you down. But having this extra base location, that's going to be a bit more robust for the Terran army. It's going to allow them to really reproduce all of those tanks that are lost. And maybe you can get into like mass Goliath production as well, so you can fight that back. Maybe more Valkyries. He's actually going to +1 ship weapons. And he's building 2 more Valkyries. So this I love. Now we're going to come in with the queens. Here comes that first volley of those broodlings. Maybe with that, Soma can push this back. He's going to really want to get up here with the Hydras. Try to stop this from being taken. He lost a few queens to the Valkyries there. But he did a good job. He slowed this base down a bit. just doesn't have really the Hydra's number to bring to bear at the moment. He's even on supply, but the only Hydras I see right now are these ones at the front. Others are just kind of chilling in the middle of the map. So I'm going to take this space. He might be able to take this space as well. Take more than half the map is certainly important. Taking more than half the map is certainly important in a situation like this. Wow. All the Valkyries just got taken out. We might see a Mutalist switch. He might switch back into Muta. Like right now. Could be actually a really good play. He's getting a Flyer Carapace. So that's potentially for a switch back into Muta a little bit later. Some turrets are going up. Realizing that the anti-air isn't quite there. More Valkyries are on the way as well. 7 more queens. Holy hell. How many queens do we have right now? I would say a lot. A lot. Is this like, that's 12 right there. 13, 14 plus 7 more. 21 queens is kind of a ridiculous amount. That's 42 supply, guys. That's pretty crazy amount of supply to have in just queens, but this is the state of the game right now. This is what we have to do as the Zerg player. Oh my god, he actually unsieges all the tanks and runs away. This is a pretty good move. Does lose a bunch of tanks, but he kills more queens than he otherwise would have if he just left the tanks here and let the queens hit them. He would have lost a lot more tanks. Now he can bring these tanks back and defend against the Hydras. Oh my goodness. Massacre of Hydras here, but he's going to push forward, try to get these queens to cast some more Broodling. Broodlings do get casted for the most part, but quite a few queens go down in that engagement, and I think he only got 2 Broodlings off there. That's a little bit brutal. Going for Ensnare. Interesting choice. At this point in the game, gonna maybe ensnare the Valkyries. That's a lot of Valks. Wow, that's a lot of Valks. 8 Valkyries, and what do they have? +1? Gonna be +2? No, no +2 on the way, but goodness. That is wild. Everything just gets annihilated by these high quality Valkyrie shots. The missiles here with the +1 just being so strong. We've got +2 armor, +3 armor on the queens is coming up here soon. So actually, with +3 armor, the Valkyries are not going to do that much, but 8 Valkyries is going to make up for that fact. Bunch of Sunkens going down here at the bottom left. He's realizing he's kind of lost position here in this area. Nice job throwing down some parasites. Unfortunately, gonna pull these parasited Valkyries out of the clump. Try to pick these off with some Scourge, but no luck there, unfortunately. So I'm gonna take upper right now. I'd love to see him break through this and start counterattacking into the main. Mech is very strong at the front. It's like on the tip of the mech army is where it is the strongest, right at the front, but in the back, these factories are pretty vulnerable. They can get taken out very quickly. Let's say if you killed this here. Oh, he's got a SCV here now, so it's not as viable, but if you kill this and you get in with a bunch of Lings, for example, and you start killing factories, man, this mech army does fall apart pretty darn quickly. Becomes a lot less scary, that's for sure. Even drops can be really good against mech. But for now, he's just gonna go with the queens, hitting the front of the mech, right on the tip of the spear. Trying to take this out. He kills quite a few of these tanks, and there's not a lot of tanks in reserve nearby. They're coming from the third base now, but there's an opportunity here. There was an opportunity for someone to maybe break through. He's gonna get the engineering bay. Maybe he can come forward and kill this tank. No. Just gonna fall back from now. More tanks are being rallied forth to reinforce. This is becoming a very interesting game here. Another kill. Soma has a lot of mining right now. He's mining all over the map. Tanks are pushing forward once again. This could be huge kills right now for Soma if he decides to go for it. He's got plenty of queens here. He sees the tanks are pushing pretty far up. Valkyries are not covering them very well, but the Valkyries, here they come. Valkyrie's gonna get big shots off on these queens. Huge hits on these queens. About 5-6 queens go down there. Another 2 more queens gonna go down here. Rough stuff here for our Zerg player. A ensnare goes down on these Valkyries, but there's 9 Valkyries. I don't think they even have to move anymore. Watch this. The Scourge gonna come forward. Can they actually get any connections? Hey, they're not bad. You know what? Not bad. He killed quite a few. Down to just 5 now. I was expecting these Valkyries to just absolutely wipe the floor with them, but with 3 armor, I guess they can hold on pretty well. So, Scourge managing to get their connections. Now it's not going to be as easy to wipe out these queens, and here comes more Scourge to kind of cover the queens as they do this brutling action. 1 D-Matrix goes down on a Valkyrie, and there's not a whole lot to help defend that. I mean, help defend the queens, but here comes some Hydras. Hydra's helping out quite a bit. Some more broodlings can come down, and SSak slowly pushing forward, but the Hydra number has ballooned here. My goodness, that's a lot of Hydras. He should be able to come in from the flank and break this army. Here we go. Overlord's coming in for the spotting, and the queens will follow that up. All the tanks have been eliminated. 2 tanks on this high ground, but we've got more queens. Remember, we built 20 queens earlier on, and now the queens are really coming into play here. GG is called. SSak taps out. A beautiful game here from Soma. I mean, we had the Giga army from SSak, right? He had mass tank with Valkyrie covering it, and Soma managed to outplay him, man. He got the Scourge connections that he needed. He brought those, he brought out the Ensnare to catch those Valkyries. He kept hitting the tanks with his Broodling over and over and over again, and I guess 20 queens is the right number. That's what you need to take down a player like SSak who's going mech. We don't have that many queens left over at this point because so many were killed, but he had the Hydra numbers and he had just barely enough queens here to take that win. And a great game here from Soma. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow.